All right, guys. So today we have Dumbbell DT. This is a classic benchmark workout DT. Obviously, if we're at home and we only have a dumbbell or a kettlebell or something then we can just do Dumbbell DT. DT is 5 rounds for time, so you're going to complete all your 5 rounds without any rest, and then log your time once you finish your last push press on that 5th round. Traditional DT rep scheme is 12-9-6. You can do that rep scheme if you do have the same dumbbell or kettlebell for each hand. If you only have one single bell, then we're going to do 12-10-6. That way we can equal out reps on each hand. Okay. So starting with 12 deadlifts, okay, you'll do 6 on one arm, 6 on the other, or sides, I guess you would say. And then you'll go into 10 hang power cleans, okay, 10 on one arm. 5 on one arm, 5 on the other, okay. If you are doing double, of course, you'll just do 9 together. And then 6 push jerks, again, 3 on one arm, 3 on the other. That will complete 1 round. You will repeat that 5 times. There's no rest in between rounds. You're literally just going for 5 rounds as fast as you can. Remember, we want to split the workup even for each arm. So we're not going to tell you that you have to do all 6 on one arm or all 5 on one arm, but ideally you're probably going to do 5 on one arm for the deadlifts. For the hang power cleans, if you would like to switch mid swing, that's completely fine. If you want to do 5 unbroken on one side and then switch to the other hand, that's fine too. Again, push jerks would probably be easier, just doing one side first and then the other. And if you do have a dumbbell or if you have a barbell at home, more than welcome to do regular DT of 12-9-6. Yeah, I don't know why I wrote that. 12. Cool. This workout should take around 5 to 10 minutes. It's a very fast workout, okay? It's meant to be fast. Bernie's like, what? It is meant to be fast, but it is pretty gnarly. It's one of those workouts that you're just like convincing yourself to keep going. Depending on your loads of your dumbbells today, it could move really smoothly or you could have some trouble. But we do want to find a load somewhere where you could potentially go like unbroken on pretty much every single thing with a break in between the movement. And we'll go over that as well once we get there. But we're going to start with our warm-up. Okay, our warm-up today is just going to be 30 seconds. You are going to need your weights close to you. We're going to do some sort of like stretching with then 30 seconds of dumbbell movement afterwards. So go ahead and just grab your dumbbells and keep them close to you. But we are going to start with 30 seconds of active Samson. So active Samson is our higher lunge, right? We want to put those hands overhead. Yep, hands overhead. We're going to go into that higher lunge. We're just looking here to open up the back hip flexor. And then the arms overhead. We're going to get about 2 each side. We should be able to get 2 each side.
Well, with the 20-second transition.
Bernie, we're looking for 1 for each side. That'll work. All right, go ahead and grab your dumbbells. We're going to go into 5 good mornings. Okay, so with the 1 dumbbell, you can just place it right behind your neck. Yeah, we'll just work with 1 right now. And then we're going to go into 5 good mornings. So remember, with the good mornings, our feet are just hip width apart. We have soft knees, and we're going to push the booty back. With these, we want to make sure that our knees are not caving in, that our back is nice and straight, okay, and our midline is tight as well. Good. All right, we are going to go into active Spider-Mans now. So we're going to take the dumbbell away from us. Active Spider-Man is the knee to the chest, and then the low lunge, okay, we're going to drop the elbow to the midfoot. You're going to shoot the web up to the sky. Choom, choom.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, our back knee kind of stays on the ground on this one unless something, doesn't work there, but we do want to make sure we drop the back knee. All right, we're going to go into back squats. So picking up that dumbbell again, placing it on the back of the neck like we did for the good mornings. And then this time we're just going to shift the hips back and down to get we're just going to go 30 seconds. I keep saying 5 because I'm used to the barbell warm up, but we're just squatting for a little bit. Good, almost there. All righty, we are gonna put the dumbbell down. We're gonna go push up to down dog, 30 seconds here. So we really want to work on the overhead position. So dropping the head through the shoulders when we go into that down dog. And then we also just wanna work on warming up the ankles, the calves, the posterior chain, okay? And then we get that nice solid push-up. If you need to drop down to the knees during the push-up, that's completely fine. I'd rather see full range of motion. Yep, good. Beautiful, almost there. Good, all righty, we are gonna stand up. We're gonna grab that dumbbell. We're gonna go into strict presses. So Bernie, if you have your, both dumbbells, you can do just strict presses with both of them. If you only have a single arm, we're going to go 15 seconds, one arm, 15 seconds the other. So go ahead and get started. Yep, we want to make sure on these strict presses that 1, they're strict, 2, that the dumbbell, the back of the dumbbell head, comes down to the shoulder and the elbow stays tracing forward. If you have one arm going, go ahead and switch to the other arm. Bernie, just keep on pumping, raising the roof, my man. Good. Nice. All righty, we are gonna go back into active Samson. So the dumbbell can go down. Our active Samson is that higher lunge, hands overhead. This time we should get a little bit more movement there in the side body. We can really reach to each side. Think about squeezing the butt cheek and really pushing the hips forward. Uh-oh.
Don't break anything,
Bernie. Bernie down. All righty. After that second one, go ahead and stand up. We're going to go into hang muscle cleans, okay? So with the hang muscle clean, we're only working from the hang position. Okay, and what we're looking for is when we go into the hang position, once you extend in the hips and the shoulders, okay, you're not going to rebend or you're not going to receive the dumbbell in a bent knee. So you're just going to press all the way through and then get that really aggressive turnover, okay? So it could possibly look like a curl if you're not shrugging and kind of getting underneath it. So we want to keep the dumbbell tracing super close to the body and not let it come out. So we're going to go 30 seconds of hang muscle cleans. Okay, if again you have one, then you're just going to do one for 15 seconds. Yep. Perfect. Yes, Bernie. Awesome. So remember, we drive through the toes. Good. All righty, we are gonna go into active Spider-Man now. So go ahead and dumbbells down. Again, that's our low lunge. It's like, what was that movie where he couldn't turn to his left? Zoolander. Nice. All righty, we are going to go into a front squat. So if you have double dumbbells, you're more than welcome to go into that front rack position. Okay, if you only have a single one, then go ahead and just go into a one-arm front squat, okay? Go ahead and go into 2.
I'll do that.
Any chan, Bernie.
Well, that's an issue.
Yep,
okay.
Perfect.
What do I do with these? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, any more weight than that, and it starts to fall off my left shoulder.
Yeah. Nice, Bernie. Or walkouts, what I think they are, where you just walk your hands out. I didn't know if that was the same thing as inchworms. All right, Bernie, go ahead and put those dumbbells down. We're going to go into walkouts, okay? So basically, we are just walking our hands out into a plank and then walking our hands back in, getting a nice stretch there in that posterior chain, okay? 30 seconds here. Alrighty, that next time you stand up, go ahead and grab your dumbbells. We're gonna go into RDLs, okay? So if we have a single dumbbell, you're just holding it out in front by both heads. If you have double dumbbells, you can hold them off to the side here, right in front, and trace the front of your body. So we're gonna go into 30 seconds here. Remember, with our RDLs, it's not a deadlift, it's a Romanian deadlift. So we have soft knees, but we're keeping the knees kind of soft, and we are just pushing the booty back, making sure that the back is nice and flat, okay, and that we never break. So we only want to go down till as far as our body lets us, until we start feeling like we're going to have to round in the back or start breaking at the knees. Nice, Bernie. Good. Yep, roll those shoulder blades back. That's it. All righty, Bernie, go ahead and put those dumbbells down. We are going to go into a wrist stretch. So if you want to go onto your hands and knees, or if you have a bench or something close to you, you can just put your hands on that. We're just going to rock forward. Oh, yeah. So one thing that we want to make sure is that our elbows are completely locked out, and our elbow pit is turning out, or in, I guess. Forward is the right word. Yeah. So while we're here, we want to make sure that our hands are fully open. Okay, we don't want to keep our fingertips close together. And then we're just going to make little circles or little rainbows, whatever that looks like. And we're going to flip our fingertips to face our knees. Again, same thing. Elbows are completely locked out as much as possible. Last but not least, we're going to flip, okay, the palms up to the sky. When we do this, we want to bring our hands closer, or our fingertips closer to the knees. That way we don't have a lot of pressure onto the backs of our hands, and we can put more pressure onto our knees and our feet. Yeah. Bernie, yeah, just go ahead and you can get these ones done.
You have fun with that one. It doesn't. I just fall.
Good. All righty, we're going to go into child's pose while we're down here. Okay, so toes together, knees apart. Good.
Ready.
All righty, and then we're going to go into our pike pose, okay? So feet are out in front of us straight, or as straight as we can get them. Okay, and from here, we are just hinging forward and reaching for our toes. How you feeling after this week, Bernie?
I'm just confused. What day is it, you know?
Same.
We don't know.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the workouts, I wouldn't know what day it was.
All righty, Bernie, go ahead and stand up. We are all done with our mobility. Okay, we're going to go into our movement prep. We've got 3 movements today. We have our deadlift, we have our hang power cleans, and then we have our push jerks. Okay, these are all going to kind of flow together, which is nice. This workout is really, really good for barbell cycling, or now dumbbell cycling, I guess. So with our deadlifts, we want to talk about our grip. Okay, especially with the, if we are holding on to dumbbells, we want to make sure that we can grip that dumbbell a little bit further back on the bell. So that way it has that nice angle and we only touch the front head to the floor. Okay. One, that sets us up for a better deadlift position. Ideally, if Julie were to come down, that we would never deadlift all the way from the ground, right? We never, like, even with barbells, we don't tell you to go all the way down to the ground. So that mid shin is about the position that we like to see anyways. So if we can touch the head of the dumbbell down, that'll be perfect. Okay, we also want to talk about what our arms are doing. It's really easy, especially with dumbbells, because nothing is tracing the front of our shins, so we don't have a guideline. But if our arms aren't actively pressing back, or our scaps are and our lats aren't engaged, it's easy for us just to get a little limp and get a little lazy. So same thing with a barbell. We want to make sure that the dumbbell head hits about that, like, shoelace position. That way we can trace that dumbbell up and down. So if we have single dumbbells, we're just going to go 5 each arm, very slow. Bernie, you're going to go 5 together since you have a double dumbbell. Okay, we're just going to make sure that when we get set up, we're rolled back, right? Big gorilla chest. And then we're just going to go move really, really nice and slow, touch, and then move slow all the way back up. So we're going to go 5 here. Good. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, we are going to go into just now regular speed deadlifts. So maybe just a little bit faster, but we still want to make sure that we're moving at an efficient pace that we can still trace those dumbbells close to the body. Good. Beautiful. After you get 5 and 5 on each arm for my single people, okay, we're going to go into our hang power cleans. Okay, talking about firstly, if you only have a single dumbbell, the hang position. Okay, when we go into that hang position, you're actually going to go, it's an easier cycle going from the center of the body rather than the outside of the thigh. Okay, so it looks similar to like a kettlebell swing. And the cycle time is going to be a lot easier. Again, our grip is pretty much the same. We keep the hand a little bit closer to the back of the head. That way we can get that quick turnover and we can still keep the elbow up. Okay, we aren't death gripping it. You have a nice little light grip on it. That way that can turn over pretty fast. Okay, but the difference, Julie will show you like 2 on the outside of her leg and then 2 from the inside. And you can kind of tell why the inside or that kettlebell swing is a little bit faster and a little bit easier. Okay, and then if she were to go to the inside of the leg, right, the cycle time is a little bit easier and we kind of flow a little bit better. Now, of course, if you have two dumbbells, you're not going to go to the center, you're going to go to the outside. So Bernie, you're to the outside. We're going to just start with 5 hip hinges, finding, okay, that hang position first. So, yep, we're going to push the booty back, get that nice hinge. Yeah, good. So you can tell Julie's back is straight. She's not letting the shoulders roll back. After those 5 hip hinges, we're going to get 3 high hang power cleans. So if we have that dumbbell, remember our dip in the high hang, our torso stays pretty much upright. All that's happening is we're getting that nice dip. All we're working on is that triple extension, shoulder, hips, and ankles, and then turn over. So Bernie, go ahead and get 3 high hang. Yep, perfect. Good. And then we're going to go into 3 power cleans. So if we have the single dumbbell, you can work on that swing from the inside. Bernie, you're just going to go 3 power cleans, pretty similar to what you just did. Yep. Good. Beautiful. So again, if you're working with a single dumbbell and you feel better about switching hands every single time, that is an option as well. It just kind of depends on how you feel about that. So if you were to want to do it as so, that's completely fine as well. Cool. All right, guys. And then in our push jerks, okay, we are focusing on our arms and the fact that, one, if you are using a heavier dumbbell or barbell or whatever the overhead position looks like, what we want to think about is not having to use as much arm, but thinking about how we can drop underneath that dumbbell. So the difference between a push press and a push jerk is that we get to move our body underneath, and now our arm or our single arm isn't having to work as hard. Okay, so we are just going to go into a 10-second receiving position, meaning that we're going to go into what the overhead slash like where you would receive in that position. Yeah, so we're going to hold this. If you have a single dumbbell, one arm for 10 seconds, then the other arm for 10 seconds. Bernie, yep, we're going to work on that receiving position. Good. So can we bring the arms just a little bit? That's it. Good. I know, pretty tough. We're opening everything up. Beautiful. And rest. All right, we're going to go into 5 push jerks. If you are doing singles, a single arm, go 5 each arm. Bernie, go ahead and do 5 total. Remember, we dip, drop, and stand. Remember, we lock out the arms the same time we go into the receiving position. That's it. Good. Dip, drop. That's it. Good, Bernie. Yeah. Nice. Beautiful. Nice. Good job, Julie. So those are our 3 movements today. We got deadlifts, we got hang power cleans, and then we have push jerks. Okay, not to be confused with strict presses or push presses. Okay, they are a push jerk. So your feet should move and you should drop underneath the dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, whatever it is.
All the bells.
Anything. Drop underneath it. So what we're going to talk about now is the sequence of how this works. The best way to go about it is to think of how we can do the most, but also doing less. Okay, so especially with a barbell, you'll hear us talk about how to break it up. This still can go for the dumbbells, especially if you have 2. Okay, luckily, if you are working with just one arm is getting a break while the other one's working. So I think you could probably hold on to it for the entire time. But Bernie, if this starts happening, what I would suggest is doing, right, like 11 deadlifts, right? On your 11th one, if you need a break, you put the dumbbells down or you just take a break. On the 12th one, right, you would stand all the way up. That's your 12th deadlift. And then you would go straight into the hang power cleans. So yeah.
I have to change weights in between. I'll be doing 25s, 15s, and 10s.
Okay, perfect. So then that'll be great. So for you, exactly. So instead of doing all 12 in a row, I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, just do that. You're
gonna change weights for each movement?
Yeah.
I have to.
Just get them each one done.
Yeah. But if you are working with a load that's just a little bit heavy and you just don't feel comfortable going for all the reps, a good way to break it up is just right before the next set, right? Okay, cool, guys. So again, we want to break it up into a manner that we feel confident. We want to break. We don't want the weight to break us. So if at any point, your hands are starting to get tired or your grip or this or that overhead position, right? Break at a time where you feel confident that the next time you pick up those dumbbells, you're going to be able to get a big chunk unbroken. And then again, the workout should take about 5 to 10 minutes. It's a fast workout. It's a fun one though, especially because you can kind of cycle all the movements together because each one goes into the next one. So that's fun. You have any questions, Bernie?
Oh, looking good.
Really is one of my favorite workouts.
I know it's fun. All righty. Okay. So I'm going to set 10 minutes on the clock. Oh, maybe.
Maybe. That glare is annoying. It makes it not work.
And then you have 5 rounds for time. We good, Bernie?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to stop recording this. Goodbye.